We are back live at 5 at a special computer lab which has been set up at the Radisson South Hotel, and behind me are a dozen or so people who are working on some very special computer programs as part of the 3rd National Conference on Computer Technology for the Handicapped, which is being held here at the Radisson South. And these people are here, this conference is here because of 2 Minnesota pioneers. In 1981, Dolores and Bud Hagen of Henderson, Minnesota started an information and training service which combines disabled people with computers. The Hagens started a service which is now called Closing the Gap because of a handicapped son. Closing the Gap has now grown significantly since those days. It is an internationally known organization recognized for its information and technology and recognized for giving that information to people who have special needs. Now, it's not until you actually visit with some of those people using the computers that you realize how much technology can help close the gap for the handicapped. Young and old, mild or severe handicaps, the computer can help give thousands of individuals some control over their lives again. A St. Paul woman is demonstrating that. Here's Tom Garrison.
Rosemarie Bloom is a woman who says if you have a heart, you don't need a voice. And in 1983, she was beginning to lose that voice to the ravages of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease. Her husband Herb knew he had to do something if Rosemarie was to have any way to communicate with the world around her. A TV story on Closing the Gap put Herb onto the subject of computers, something he knew nothing about. With the help of Closing the Gap and others, Herb and Rosemarie quickly discovered something they hope others will learn.
I'll use an expression Rosie uses a lot: go for it. You're afraid of what you don't know. Things you don't know anything about, you're afraid of. But once you get into them, they're not that complicated. You can learn it. If you can move any muscle on your body that will activate a switch, you can use a computer.
For Rosemarie, that muscle is the only coordinated one left her, the blink of her left eye, which operates a brow wrinkle switch, which in turn helps her print out messages on their Apple IIe computer.
She can express herself. She can tell me what she wants. She can visit with people. She can answer letters that people write to her. She can send thank you notes back. She can put some of her deepest thoughts onto discs and save those thoughts.
For a woman with a healthy mind and unhealthy body, sometimes the thoughts are too much, like when her husband talks of his marriage vow to care for her in sickness and health.
So I feel that it's my obligation and my love for her that I'll hang in there. I'll hang in there.
Computers don't feel emotion like that, but they can convey it, like when Rosemarie spells out her love for Herb. For Eyewitness News Live at 5, Tom Garrison reporting.
Well, as we indicated, computer information services for the handicapped were pretty much non-existent until a couple from Minnesota came up with the idea of pairing a computer with their son who was deaf. Dolores Hagen is joining us now to tell us a little bit more about the incredible growth of Closing the Gap. How many people do you estimate that you are serving right now or helping to serve right now?
Well, at the conference at the moment, there will be probably something close to 3,000 people who will attend overall. Who are we helping? Hopefully the whole world of disabled individuals. That's not just us closing the gap, but technology in general.
You know, how does an average family afford a computer? They're a couple of $1,000s. Are there services out there that can help them? Can they get government assistance or anything like that?
There really will be funding sources. First of all, technology is not that expensive. You can buy a personal computer for $15, okay, on up. It's just a very cost-effective method of helping the handicapped.
All right. One thing that computers do is help people communicate. They can add, subtract, do their grocery bills, write their letters. But one thing we've been talking about is that how does a handicapped person artistically express themselves, and how can a computer help that?
Computer art is very famous at this point. It's commercial television, it's movies, it's right on the screen.
And we've got this demonstration here of computer art.
Right. It's a computer art tool for the teacher, for the student. It's a self-expressive tool, especially for disabled individuals who might not any other way be able to express themselves with art.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay. It would be a little bit of a, I mean, it's not as fine as taking a paintbrush, but it can be equally as expressive.
You're absolutely right.
All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon, Mrs. Hagen. Well, we're going to find out what our KSTP computers are saying about tomorrow's weather. Coming up, Dave Dahl is going to have the Halloween forecast for us, and we'll show you how a little Halloween spirit spread out to the Minnesota Zoo. That's coming up next, live at 5.